Hearts are pounding in Denver.
This is Something Something Broncos.
This one's for Pat. It is caught. Touchdown, Moses.
Elam's kick.
It is good. Down the sideline. 53 yards. Stokely. Wow.
Davis into the end zone, walking, standing up.
Touchdown.
Denver's going to win it.
Bailey taking off.
Oh, baby, they're going to win this thing.
Unbelievable.
Featuring
And here he is.
Mike DeSico and Jess Place.
Having the time of his life.
Welcome to Something Something Broncos.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a special summer edition of Something Something Broncos. I am Jess Place, joined as always by my partner in crime. It's Mike. It's World Cup Mike. It's Mike.
World Cup Mike.
All sorts of soccer things. Hey, man, happy 4th of July. It's a little early, but, happy 4th of July to you and yours.
Yes. I'm going to be celebrating on, I believe, the 5th of July, watching the USA play Belgium in the World Cup after our big 2-0 win last night. But that Flo Balogun red card was trash. Come on. Trash, Jess.
So there's something like FIFA, like they don't have like a appeal process, and some rogue referee has taken a player out of the next round or the next game. I don't know. Is that
that's pretty much it. And it was the wrong call. I mean, he didn't make a call in real time, and then by FIFA's own standards for using VAR, video assisted ref, it was they did it incorrectly and improperly. The rules are improperly applied, and because of that, when we play number 9 Belgium, we'll be missing maybe our best player this tournament, our top scorer. But one man down last night. We scored a goal. We kept a clean sheet, won the game, we advanced. So, Jess, I'm so excited.
When I hear about Belgium, I think of their delicious beers that I can no longer drink because I had to quit drinking. But
I was in Belgium last summer. Can confirm.
Delicious.
And the waffles, the chocolate, there's plenty to love about Belgium, but for 90 minutes on Monday night, they can go to hell.
Now, do you remember the kid Indiana Jones TV show from forever ago, from
young Indiana Jones Chronicles or something?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember of it. I don't think I've ever seen it, but I'm aware that it existed.
There was my development in visualizing international people with Belgium stopped at that show because there was a Belgian character, and he was kind of like, Uter from The Simpsons,
yes.
He's all grown up. That was basically the character.
Okay.
Young Indiana Jones Chronicles. And so with that in mind, assuming that the entire soccer team looks like that character from that TV show, I believe the USA will win. And based on only that. That's
really good. Their all-time leading scorer is Romelu Lukaku, who's very much a black man.
You are making...
So, anyway, but we have a good chance to win this game, and I'm so incredibly excited. But that's not what we're here to talk about.
No.
This is Something Broncos, and last week we were going to talk about something, and all we talked about was the Broncos part. So we're circling back to the something. Take us there, Jess.
I know. There was a lot of really cool stuff that we were talking about. I was trying to just get into old Denver and all that, and then we started talking about
training camps and Broncos
games and how Greeley smells, and it found its way back to the Broncos. But you know what? We're gonna try to weave in the something portion of this and talk about what it was like. And so you did not grow up in Denver proper, and so you
no.
What is your experience with the Metro Denver area during that time?
Well, it was weird. When we'd go up to the museum and the zoo, every summer, our parents would take us up there for a day. But growing up, we didn't have much money. And so one thing my parents would do, and we were all into this, is we would drive up to Stapleton Airport. And you would drive under one of the runways. So you could drive down and the planes would be driving across, taxiing on top of you, which was kind of cool.
Amazing.
And because this was very much prior to 9/11, you could just walk to the gates And so we'd like walk to the gates and watch airplanes take off. That's what is our poor little family fun days in Denver. We'd go watch airplanes at Stapleton Airport.
You'd go to the zoo, and then let's go watch some. Let's go watch
Airplanes take off.
the plane to DFW. Leave
Right.
late. Yeah, no, I would
Those
make
were fun times
about that, except when DIA opened, like the whole family got in the car. We went out there and rode the train. Went and saw all the like just walked around the airport because, like you said, you could just go. Like, who cares that
Right.
you don't have business? Like, I'm not picking anyone up or taking a flight. They just let you go. It was, it was a different time back then.
Yeah, we were innocent back then. But there's a lot of things about growing up in Denver that I know you liked. We were talking about them all, like Century something, Play Sports Arena.
McNichols Sports?
No, it was like some sports center type thing you were talking
Oh,
about.
are you talking about Celebrity Sports Center?
Celebrity. I remember hearing of it, but I've never actually went.
Oh my God, it was amazing! Like birthday parties, like Boy Scout, like I don't know, for whatever reason, we ended up there with the Boy Scouts a few times. It doesn't really make sense. We probably should have gone camping or did something with little old ladies crossing the street. But no, we were at Celebrity Sports Center.
I got lost in the Rocky Mountains on a Boy Scout trip once.
I also did. We popped out like 4 or 5 campsites down from where we actually were, and I was so relieved that I could find my way back because I totally thought we were going to die in them.
Yeah, I was alone. I mean, I survived because here I am. But yeah,
Look at you, survivor.
That's not my finest moment. But what else? I used to go up to I remember we'd go to the museum and have all those big, like, giant dioramas of like the African safari. You'd have the lion in there attacking a zebra or whatever. I always enjoyed that, and the Denver Zoo was always fun.
We always called that the Dead Zoo, the museum, because everything there was dead.
Okay.
And to this day, because I think I mentioned we stayed in a hotel while we were acclimating to Denver after moving from Cripple Creek.
Right.
We would go to the Dead Zoo often, and so now it gets to the point where like there's a natural history museum, and I flinch because I've been so many times. I've seen you can only see so many dioramas with emus and shit in it. It's like I can't. I'm over it. And it's probably bad. It's probably short-sighted. No. I'm good on the natural history museums. I don't need to see stuffed birds and rhinos.
I hadn't been to one in years, and when I was in New York last summer, we went to the Natural History Museum in New York City, and it took me back to see those, the dead zoo, like you call it. Plus, they also had like dead zoos of like ancient man and Neanderthals and Homo erectuses and all of those other things. And I thought it was a fun little nostalgic trip because it reminded me of the 80's Colorado. It was pretty good.
Good time. Well, and then there's the actual zoo itself, and
right.
There is nothing better than the Denver Zoo. Like I loved going to the Denver Zoo.
Oh, same.
Like back then, you could ride the camels and the elephants. Like they didn't care. Put those bastards to work. Every other animal there got their food for free, but the camels and the elephants, you got to work for it. And
yeah.
So they don't do that anymore. Do you know why that is, Mike? Why would they do that?
Probably because of the animal cruelty thing. If I had to guess.
Some kid spilling ice cream and crap all over.
Well, one of those. My only distinct memory of the Denver Zoo is an elephant picking up I think it was a big pile of petrified turd and threw it at my mom because it hit the fence and exploded. So it wasn't a rock. But if that fence wasn't there, it was knocking my mom right in her forehead.
What was your mom doing to...
my mom was a fine lady and wasn't doing anything she shouldn't have been doing.
I don't know. I just watched a video on YouTube yesterday of a elephant saving some sort of antelope thing. I probably should have paid more attention at the Dead Zoo, and I would have known what it was.
Yeah. The elephants are amazing, but I don't know. My mom wouldn't do anything to taunt an elephant.
I believe you, Mike. I believe you.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe
So what else?
just had a bad day. You know, it was
Did-
on his third shift of the week. It was probably pissed off.
Right. And it has a long memory, so it's not like it's just going to forget
That's true. Maybe.
about those
maybe
bad
that's it.
days.
Maybe you're onto something. Maybe the elephant remembers being slighted by your mother during a previous visit and
Maybe.
finally had its opportunity for vengeance.
That could be, but I really don't feel like that's my mom.
Yeah.
So what else? Like, do you ever come up to Greeley for training camp?
I never, I have still to this day. Oh no, I went one time. I went to training camp actually with Ian St. Clair of Mile High Report fame.
Really?
Him and the family. Yeah. I used to have the Broncos credit card. And
Okay.
like the only, you see the ads for it. It's like, oh, get special perks. Well, you click, go on the website, you click special perks. The only thing that was there was like a VIP tent experience during training camp. So
Okay.
I had the points and I was like, let's do it. And so I got like, I don't know, 8 tickets or something ridiculous. And so I brought my whole family, the kids, everything, and Ian St. Clair because I had an extra ticket. So
How do you know Ian, and how long ago was this?
this is like 27. Oh, actually, I have the tent experience lanyard here. It was 2018. It was
You've
August
known him
15th.
that long?
2018. Yeah, well, I've been with Mile High Report since.
And the training camp was still in
2010.
Greeley in 2018?
No, that was in Centennial. What do they call it? It was Inglewood.
Dove Valley?
Dove Valley, UC Health Training Center, whatever it is now that they've rebuilt the whole damn thing.
Uh-huh.
I don't know, Mike. But I was there. I never went to Greeley. I didn't go to Fort Collins until I was in high school or college, really. No, high school. I had to take my dog up to the college for veterinary stuff. Did you know that there is a tremendous veterinary school at CSU? Did you know that?
Yes.
What?
Well, I'm kind of a smart dude sometimes,
Our veterinarian in Pasadena, he went to CSU, and he told me all sorts of stories about going to training camp up there. And I was like, I just want to make sure my cat's okay. I appreciate the commentary.
Yeah. Well, the thing I was going to remember about Greeley was that during Broncos training camp, all the players would go to this restaurant called the Smiling Moose on 8th Avenue. And so, like, all the college girls were like, oh, we're going to go there and see if we can meet any players and all that stuff. And so there's a lot of people who got in a lot of trouble at the Smiling Moose in Greeley, Colorado.
For accosting players and trying to get
Well, the
autographs.
players would get, they would enjoy a drink or two there. And, the word amongst the Greeley locals is the Greeley police covered up a lot of stuff that happened there.
I totally believe that. That is
Yes,
100%.
because having the Broncos in Greeley was a big deal for Greeley. It's the only good thing that happened to Greeley. And, we were like on the map for like, training camp was like 6-8 weeks long back in the day. And, it's like how when Amazon tries to come in and put a data center, everybody like, oh, we'll give you all these tax breaks. We'll do anything you want. It was kind of the same thing with the Broncos.
Yeah. We just drunken behavior, fighting.
Right.
I'm sure it's like I'm sure that is like the more I don't know pedestrian offenses. I'm sure there were probably some pretty awful things, but
Probably more than one or two awful things covered up. One other thing, I mean, obviously you can't talk about Denver in the 80s without talking about Casa Bonita. I had the chance to go there only the one time, and I still remember it. I remember how awful the food was, but how happy everybody was to be eating it.
that's 100% accurate. Yeah.
Yeah.
I went just a ton. Like the first time I went, it was, again, we were living in the Hampshire House Hotel while we were getting our home figured out in the great city of Denver. And we went into Black Bart's cave. I had to be like 4.
Oh,
4
Black
years old.
Bart.
And my mother had a panic attack. And so I had to lead her through the cave, through Black Bart's cave to safety. And we sat at the puppet show little stage thing there while she caught her breath. Other than that, it was a magical time. Went all sorts of times for birthday parties. I would do like day camp with South Suburban, whatever it is, like the Park District, whatever. They had like a day camp. We would go there. And I remember just getting lost in there. Like it's so big, and I was like little, and I'm like, I have no idea how to get back to where we're supposed to be. Like I see where I'm supposed to be, because you can like look across, cavernous space. But I was just like, I'm just never gonna find my group again. I'm just gonna die here at Casa Bonita, and that's okay because I loved being there. I loved Casa.
It was your happy spot.
There was Casa Bonita. I already talked about Celebrity Sports Center. Celebrity Sports Center had water slides, bowling, an arcade. I'm sure bars. I remember my parents drinking with other baseball parents when our Little League team went there. There was also FunPlex, which was awesome. It was kind of like Celebrity Sports Center, but not. It wasn't the same. There was let's see. There was a place called Funtastic Nathan's. They had a massive teddy bear in there that all the kids put their like booger hands on, and I'm sure it was like a biohazard.
Right.
But it was amazing. So Funtastic Nathan's, they had like these little scooter things. You like move like the handles, and the scooter magically propels itself. Those scooters were like super big in the 80s. I'm sure you had one.
I had no scooter, but I'm aware of what you're speaking of.
You would have loved Funtastic Nathan's because you didn't need to bring your own. They had them there.
Really?
That's true. What else? What else was like fun? There was Elitch's.
Elitch's. Now that used to be like, for our younger listeners, that used to be in a different location than where it is now. It used to be Elitch Gardens, and it was down in another part of Denver, and it was actually very lush and gardeny. And I remember innocent little Greeley, Colorado Mike, who'd never seen the big city. One time we went there, and I got a piece of pizza, and it was like a messy pizza, and asked the kid working back there for a fork because all the forks there had been like melted, so all the tines were like bent in different ways. And I was like, "Do you have a fork?" He's like, and the guy's like, "No, that's all we got." I'm like, "Well, but these don't work. I need a different one." It's like, "All we got, bro." And I'm like, and I couldn't figure this out. I'm like, and the guy next to me would be like, "Dude, that guy's too high to talk to you right now." And I was like, "Oh, okay." I'd never seen I remember that's my first drug experience or drug adjacent experience was this zonked out guy at Elitch's who had melted all the forks and was working and making pizzas.
Well, they clearly identified his skill set and were like, let's not start him at the ride just yet. Let's
just yet. That's more for meth heads anyway.
Yeah. If the ride's not put together with a socket wrench, it's not for him.
Right. So I remember that about Elitch's.
Did you go to Waterworld? Did you do the Screaming Meanie? Did you?
No, man, we didn't. I went to Elitch's with some friends took me there. So like we didn't, like I say, my parents, we didn't have like much money growing up, so we didn't do a lot of that stuff, But a friend took me to Elitch's. That's the only reason I got to go.
Oh yeah. Well,
so I didn't do any of those other things you did. We weren't like fancy rich people like Jess.
We lived in a hotel, Mike.
Fancy hotel. I bet you it was a nice hotel.
I mean, it wasn't a Motel 6, but it was like weekly rates. Bro.
Eat the rich, Jess. I'm hungry, baby.
So, just because you mentioned it. So we moved from Colorado. We moved from Cripple Creek in 1983. My dad was in the gold business, the Mary Nevin mine. He was a gold miner, and the price of gold collapsed in 1983. It was terrible. So it became more expensive to pull the gold out of the earth than it was the gold itself that you would get. And so for that reason, he had to leave Cripple Creek and came to Denver to make his fortune doing other different things. And so, there you go. That's why we moved there. So it was a little tight for the Place family at those times. And so, both my parents worked. So this summer we would go, I would go to a day camp. It was called Bighorn Day Camp, which for whatever reason, they were also contracted to take us skiing on school trips at Heritage Elementary School. And so it was kind of fun. I would see my day camp in the winter taking us skiing. But they would take us all sorts of exciting places like Waterworld, Elitch's, We went to the Wonder Bread factory.
The Wonder Bread factory.
Hell yeah, we got a little loaf of Wonder Bread, like a little baby loaf, to take with us as a souvenir, which I thought was awesome. And
Right.
I had special crackers and cheese and stuff, and ate the loaf as like an 8-year-old. I was very excited about this little loaf. I want that to get across in this podcast.
Yeah, I can feel it.
We also went to the brick factory. I did not get a brick as a gift. This is clearly an oversight. I harbor a lot of distrust to this day as a result.
Right.
Yeah, all sorts of different things. I mean, Skate City. Did you ever go roller skating at Skate City?
No, in Greeley we had Warnoco. We had Warnoco North, which was in the bad part of town, and then Warnoco West opened up out in the west part of town, and that was where all the birthday parties became. And that's where that was the social center of Greeley teenage life, was Warnoco West.
It is a shame that kids of today will never know the glory of preteenness at Skate City. Like, there was one by my parents' house. There was one in Aurora where we lived after the Hampshire house, and those buildings, like, they must have been really well made or very well positioned for where they are in town, because they still exist. Like, I drive from the airport to my parents' house in Greenwood Village, and on the way, I pass what used to be a Skate City, and the old Skate City that I used to go to on Yosemite and Arapahoe, right around there. That is now, I don't, it's like some store. It's a bunch of stores, but like the old, like, kind of design of it is still there. It's been divided up. It's no longer ice skating, but it's sad. It's like, you see it and you're like, oh, I remember having like a ton of fun there. Like, a buddy of mine and I, we would crumple up like one of the skate flyers and put it in the foosball machine and use that as the ball, because we didn't have any money. And the manager would go, "Don't do that. You gotta buy it. You gotta pay for it." And like, he'd walk away, and we'd crumple up another one and go to town. As opposed to skating, which, I don't know, we probably should have done.
Yeah, I remember one thing I remember about the skating things is the most pressure I ever felt in my life. So you got to remember back, we were playing. There's this Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong's there. So you had these arcades, and you have an arcade in your basement there. So you get this. So like, everybody be gathering around watching the one guy who's really good play, and people would put their quarters on the machine so they could, I've got next, like, you remember whose quarter was next.
Oh yeah.
But I remember this guy was, to this day, the best Donkey Kong player I've ever seen. This man was like a savant, just killing it. And he was like some scuzzy 80's long hair guy, reeked of cigarettes sort of thing. But man, this guy could play Donkey Kong. And I was there watching him, like 7, 8 years old. This was like the coolest thing. And his equally trashy 80's girlfriend came over because it was like a couple skate. The lights went down and the music came slow. And he's like, so he like looked at me, he's like, "Take over, dude. Don't let me down." And went away. And I was on like on Donkey Kong, like level 8,000 or something ridiculous. And like, all these people were now watching me, and I immediately died 3 times immediately, like in 10 seconds. And
you let everybody down.
Well, it's like, he was like, I could get to like level like 5, 6, whatever. I could, And this guy was like a savant, and was like up so high. The game was moving so fast, and oh my God, I still haven't emotionally recovered from that moment. This guy trusted me.
Where's that guy now? What is that guy doing?
I don't know, but I like to think he's happy and has a carton of Marlboros right next to him.
Oh. So like, as a teen, did you like come down to Denver at all? Did you like enjoy any of what Denver had to offer for like older kids?
Not really. In high school, I remember we went down to Elitch's once, a group of us, a couple of times. Went down there. No, not really. Went down there on school trips, but we didn't really go to Denver much. We all hung out close to home.
Well, Mike, I was a child of the suburbs. I went to
the burbs.
I went to Cherry Creek High School and absolutely hated it.
So
and
the 1% right there, Mr. Cherry Creek High.
I was not happy there, and so So I started taking college classes in high school just to get out early, and I did.
Right.
And so what that brought me down to like downtown Denver. I went to University of Colorado at Denver. I felt like such hot shit, man. I was
You
like,
were.
I'm in high school, but I'm in college. This is great. So I went and got a job in downtown Denver. I worked at the Esquire movie theater, which was like the most amazing job for like a 16, 17, 18-year-old kid. Like there were all these cool, like bohemian, like 20 somethings, and they were all having sex with each other.
But not you.
And sadly, no, not me. Well, one of them did, but yeah. Thanks for.
What was his name?
That's an old wound. I see you working.
Oh, nothing wrong with that, baby.
Hey,
Be you, Jess.
I was me. We would. So actually, they used to do the Rocky Horror Picture Show there, and so it was a constant pain in my ass to have to work that midnight show because all manner of like music theater dropouts would show up. And they'd all be, they would be heaving or weaving.
Did they ever heave and weave?
There
or were they just heaving
moments.
or weaving?
Yeah, there were some moments there, but
okay.
So I would just I'd serve the concessions, sell the tickets, do whatever I needed to do, and then hide in the box office upstairs behind the balcony at the Esquire Theater until it was over because it was too much. It was too much for Jess to take with all the Rocky Horror Picture.
Young Jess place, you just couldn't handle it.
For a long time, like I'd hear like the soundtrack. I mean, 3 years of it would cause anybody's teeth to rattle. But I finally gotten to a place where I can tolerate the soundtrack. I mean, I have no problem with the movie or anything. It's like one of those things that it's like over and over and over and over. And I had the same problem with, Yuli's Gold when it played at the theater, and The English Patient when it played at the theater. But
English Patient.
Yeah, I worked at the Esquire in the summer or in the year of the Independent. Like Shine came out, and The English Patient, and all those. Like Train Spotting was another one. That was a huge one for the Esquire. But because I worked there, we got free tickets like everywhere else, so I could go see shows at the Ogden, like musical acts, the Bluebird, all over. And so I took advantage of that. I made like nothing $50 an hour, but I got free tickets all over town to all this other stuff. And so I got to see a lot of cool bands and shows and movies and all that stuff. So I had a terrific high school experience doing that, even though I didn't like my high school. I probably should have been going to like prom and stuff like that, but I don't.
Yeah, but girls.
Yeah,
they still intimidate us.
Are you kidding? I could. All right, so I could stay within my little fishbowl of my high school and date high school girls, or there were like 20 somethings that were interested in like 18-year-old Jess. Like I remember actually there was a elementary school teacher that I had to say no. She was too old, and I was like 17.
How old was she?
She was in her she's like 23, and she during the summer she would work at the theater, and it was like, wow.
Okay, I'm curious what 17-year-old Jess looked like. How were you pulling like this? I want to see the picture. I want to see the mullet.
I had like crazy dyed hair because the Fifth Element. And this is more like at the end of it, like when I
could see you with dyed hair as a younger kid. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but I'd bleach it, and then it was a different color like every day, and I wore like crazy, outrageous colored pants and always a gray shirt. So it was always a pop of color, and then I'd reel it back in with the shirt. So, and then the hair was green. So yeah.
Yeah, it's like business in the middle, party on the top.
That's right. You never know what you're going to get with teenage Jess. So now you have to tell us what teenage Mike was like.
Oh, I was a band geek, man. I played trumpet in the high school marching band, and I was very bad at it because my dad didn't like if I practiced at home because it was too much noise. So I never practiced, and so I was bad. And I was a innocent, nerdy little kid. I had a group of friends, and managed to score myself a nice girlfriend in high school. Had a good time, but generally didn't like high school. I was the awkward,
Which
nerdy,
high school
geeky
did you go
kid.
to?
Greeley West. But a
Greeley
lot of that's
West.
because I was awkward, nerdy, and geeky. And, you always try to think when you're in high school that's like, oh, these people were stuck up and these people were mean. And then you get perspective and you look like, okay, you were a little bit of a twat sometimes, so you could have been better, you know? So high school is what you make it. And I don't think I did a good job making it as good as I could have.
Yeah. I gave up on high school. I was like, once they like okayed my college thing, I was just like, losers, I'm out of here. See
Yeah,
ya.
for sure.
I never went to any sporting event, not a football game, not a baseball game, nothing. I was just like, I'm over it. I really looked forward to the times in between classes when I could smoke cigarettes in my car driving from the West building to the East building. I hung out on the hill. Anyone from Cherry Creek High School will remember that kids were getting run over in the morning because the way the sun hit, where kids would cross to smoke because you couldn't smoke on campus. And then I think like my junior year, they started like on campus smoking areas. Which,
We had Greeley West, we had a smoking area at school over by the shop where all the bad kids would go and you could smoke between classes or at lunch or whatever. And I always thought it was weird. It's like illegal to purchase them, but if you got them, smoke them if you got them.
yeah, well, kids
We had an
getting
actual
run
smoking
over.
area at high school.
Yeah, they had two of them. They had two smoking areas because the campus was pretty big, and so they had two spots and to try to keep kids from going to quote unquote the hill, and and that didn't stop them. It just it was just like now we had two other places to congregate. So
Right.
yeah, so I probably was one of the bad kids. Was I bad? I probably was.
Yeah, we probably wouldn't have been friends then.
We're not
you
even
would've-
friends now, Mike.
You're like my only friend?
I love you, Mike.
Oh, thank God. Because it's like
I'm laughing out.
you get me out of bed in the morning, man.
That's right. Good morning, by the way.
Hey, thank you, buddy.
Yeah.
So let's see here. It's July, which means, the New York Jets threatened us yesterday by saying we play football next month, and everybody piled on the Jets for that. Is that a threat and all that? But, the Broncos get to play football next month. I saw just this morning Bronco fans in midseason form because some website ranked Bo Nix as the 19th best quarterback in the league. And everybody's outraged. You know what? Who cares? It's like keep underestimating Bo Nix. It just makes it all much better when he thumps on you. But I'm so excited to, like we were talking about the draft, to stop talking hypothetically about the draft and start actually having it happen. I'm so excited to actually stop talking hypothetically about this off season. Get those boys out there at training camp. Heck, I would give anything to watch a preseason football game right now. I'm dying.
They report this month, like everybody reports.
Yeah, and games start in August. We're almost there, Jess. We've made it so far. Just a little bit more.
You know how many years we've been waiting for this?
Right.
How many?
It's actually not a year. It's like 0.4 maybe.
It feels like years though.
It's decimals. That's tough.
It's math.
Tough. I was too busy hanging out at the hill instead of doing math homework. So
Absolutely.
Hey, actually, here's a fun fact. So
give it to me.
Okay, so at my high school, my geometry teacher, and God love him, he tried his ass off to teach me geometry, and my brain just would not take it. It would not
have it.
Yeah, so it was like every off period I was in there, like trying to get it figured out, like what he was trying to teach me, and it didn't work. I got like an R, which means you tried really hard. I don't want to teach this to you again. Let's just cut our losses, and you'll move on. And that was great. But his name was Jim Saraceno. And Jim Saraceno was an NFL referee. And so but at that time I was too cool for school, and I was like, sports are dumb. I'm never gonna watch sports. This is dumb. I'm never gonna do a podcast.
You're reading your Nishiki books and all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm so much better. No, it's like Fellini theory and all, because I was taking all sorts of film classes because that's what I wanted to do. Yeah, so it turns out he was an NFL referee, and I have one very distinct memory. I don't know if this was the case at your high school, but bathrooms at Cherry Creek High School did not have stall doors. So
the boys didn't. The girls did.
Yeah.
With the boys, we abused them too much, and so they took them off.
Yeah, in the Fine Arts building, the boys' bathroom had them because, parents would come and watch like theatrical productions and stuff.
Right.
And so you can't have parents, pooping in the open. And so I have this distinct memory of walking into the bathroom, going to go into one of the stalls, and there was my geometry teacher, NFL referee Jim Saraceno, taking a poop, reading the newspaper, and that is forever like burned into my mind. Why he wasn't in like the faculty bathroom at the time, that's his business, but for whatever reason, the enduring image I have of that man, him dropping a deuce.
As a staff member, you go to the staff restrooms because they are much cleaner, less crowded, the water works, all of that. Like, if I was to hear, like, why is this staff member going to the student restrooms, I would be suspicious of that staff member. Let's just say it that way.
Really? You think
what are you hoping to do in there, buddy?
You thinking he was I don't, up to no good, nefarious actions? I mean, I don't know.
I don't know. When you sat down, did he like reach his foot under your stall and tap it twice?
No, I think I walked in, saw it, shrieked in terror, and then took a pee and left.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Well, Jess, was that the fun fact part?
That was it. Yeah, everyone.
Which was the fact?
That he pooped.
You said it was a fun fact. Okay.
Everybody
so you're confirming that everybody does indeed poop. Okay.
Everybody poops. Even NFL referees that teach geometry at Cherry Creek High School
or try to teach it to young Jess.
He tried to teach me geometry. We both gave it our all, and we both just kind of mutually agreed. It's like, well, this isn't it. This isn't happening.
This is not happening.
Yeah. Maybe podcasting is your thing. That's what he told me. And I was like, I don't know what that is.
He's like, you will. You will.
Time traveler, and his time machine was the center stall in the East building.
And all he used that for was to steer you towards podcasting. He died penniless.
Right.
But we have something Broncos now, so it worked out. All right, Jess.
Any other memories of the 80s, 90s in Denver? I think we covered it all.
I mean, old McNichols Arena. One thing that I think, at least this is the lore from back in the day, Denver used to have a hockey team called the Colorado Rockies, which I'm sure some people know about. They became the New Jersey Devils. But Rock and Roll Part 2, the rumor is the Colorado Rockies were the first ones to play that song in a sports setting and get everybody yelling, hey. And when I grew up, I always
the Gary Glitter song. The Gary
right. Hey. Well, and so growing up, I always thought the song was called Rocky Hockey because that's what everybody called the song, is Rocky Hockey. And so I remember when the Broncos played, I'm like, oh, they're playing Rocky Hockey. And somebody told me, oh, it's called Rock and Roll Part 2, actually. Oh, and that Gary Glitter guy rapes children because he's a tremendous pedophile over in Thailand and Vietnam. Google it. It's true. But, yeah, I think the old Colorado Rockies pioneered that song. And it still hits hard when you hear it at a Broncos game, if you ask me.
Well, they used to play it after every
touchdown.
And then all the pedophile stuff came out, and they were like, ooh, okay, so let's not do that. But I think the Kansas City Chiefs still do it, but I think their rationale is that they don't use Gary Glitter's version of it. They just use they use someone else. And so instead of getting like performance and publishing, Gary Glitter's estate or whoever now owns it, because I'm sure he's been sued into oblivion, just gets the publishing.
Well, and you got to figure, since we're already doing a racist chant, what's, giving money to a pedophile?
What's a little pedophile?
Right. We're already doing a racist chant every time. So what the heck? And, you know, all the various felony and other
Okay.
adjudicated players
Mike,
they keep employing.
Mike's starting to go down a rabbit hole.
I'm just saying the Chiefs are a dirty franchise.
Maybe I could distract you.
Is it time for lunch? A pot pie, maybe. There it is.
Or chicken pot pie. Yeah, so I think that's it. That's the end of the show. That's it. It's a little something. I'm getting ready to go to Denver on Sunday. I'm going to go see all the sites. I'm going to go to the mini mall where Celebrity Sports Center was. I'm going to go to the mini mall where Funplex was, the weed shop where Funtastic Nathan's used to be. And I'm going to remember this podcast, and I'm going to remember you, Mike. I'm going to remember you.
Aww.
Yeah.
I was in Denver, well, I was in Colorado at the end of May, and that was nice. Have fun, Jess. Tell Mike says hi.
Yeah, man. I'll give your love to the city in a very clean and hygienic way.
Go Colorado.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Michael had chicken pot pie for lunch.
See you, buddy.
Later, dude.
No, Kitty, this is my podcast.